because I feel like going out and being more social is really a window into examining how your mind works. And that by going out and being more social, you end up putting yourself in different situations, coming up against different pressures. You get to see how your mind works. And then in seeing how it's really working, you get to kind of tweak it, refine it, adjust it, and really come out better, like optimizing your performance, your success, your happiness. So last night out, I do feel like it was a better night than average. I do feel like I talked to more people than before. I definitely noticed several moments where I was a little nervous, hesitant to start a conversation, but went over, walked up, did it. I have, I am still noticing a pattern that someone else pointed out where I am more likely to engage single individuals than I am entire groups, particularly when I feel like the groups are kind of like close in, maybe in a circle, all looking at each other or something like that. I'm very hesitant to come in and what I feel is interrupt. But even that interrupt thing is again, I was very intentional about doing the quotes and saying it in a different way to point out that like that's my own judgment. That's not something that I'm getting from other people necessarily. And many times it's not something I'm getting from other people at all. But it is something I have put something in my mind that I am then putting out into the world that is causing me to show up in a more limited way. So that is something that I am working through, working towards. And even to that end, last night there was one instance where there was one woman who seen several times before and even talked to briefly before. But I think last night was maybe our longest conversation, probably the longest direct conversation one-on-one. But she was there with a couple friends. But I just went up and started talking to her directly. So again, very, very small, just one little interaction, but a step in the right direction. I want there to be more of those sorts of things. And I was pleased with that one step in the right direction. So growth, progress, advancement. She's even like a nice girl. Like the conversation too, my impression of her and of the type of person she was grew. Like I became more informed about her because of the conversation and seeing what she talked about. And like I like the picture I had of her, I liked a lot. I would maybe say like just I don't even like the scale. I don't like to use this, but just to try and explain it in a way that other people may understand. Let's say before my impression of her was 7 out of 10. After the conversation went up to maybe 8 or 8.5 out of 10 or something like that. So like very good. Like yeah, and in the conversation I got to see that I liked her even more than I thought. So very good outcome. And like I said, the big thing I wanted to practice was more of going out, being social, and many people who go out in groups. So I want to be comfortable going out, approaching the groups, engaging them, and breaking through, right? Helping them have a more fun night. And I feel like that is the better way to think of it as an interruption is like I'm helping them. And oftentimes, like it happens so often where I know and feel, and even people say it like, I had a more fun time because of you, because I met you, because I talked to you, because I interacted with you. And in my mind, again, I'm still putting out there, interrupting people, like bringing them down, setting them off of what they want to do, as opposed to, even though I have these examples from my own life and have seen it and would like to embrace it more fully of this, hey, I'm actually adding something tonight. And so once I really start once I have that really internalized that I'm adding to the fun, I'm adding to their enjoyment, I'm bringing them a treat, offering them a gift, I feel like that will really help me pass through this kind of social barrier I'm dealing with now, because it won't be a thing of me taking or distracting or whatever else, but it'll be a thing of me adding to it. And so that is like the mindset that I am working towards and I'm trying to adopt more holistically, and I think it's all good. Like I said, I see the progress. I see the limitations in my own performance, and I'm pleased with the progress and not discouraged by seeing the limitations, right? I see the limitations and just see it as reality and as part of the journey, and I just accept it. Hey, this is where I'm at right now, and wherever I'm at right now is fine, accept it and just try and move forward in the best way from there. So that's what it is. Am going out today, today and tonight. And I actually would have been out at this time. Had plans to get together with a woman I had gone on several dates with, but I kind of felt a little bit of like what I interpreted as passive aggression from her. A little bit of like bitterness in some of the messaging. And so uh, what I did not want to do was end up meeting up, being out on a date or something like that for several hours, and while being out for several hours, feeling like I want this to be over because this person is in a bad mood or is not in the right headspace or not in the same headspace as me. And so my thought was kind of like, I can go forward and meet up, and maybe the passive aggression that I'm feeling and sensing was not there, and we end up having a great time. Uh, or maybe it's the case that the passive aggression is there, and today is just a little bit of this moment is a little bit of a moody moment, and so I decided that I wanted to avoid the latter, and to avoid the latter, let's just not meet up and meet up at a different time when you can come correct. I'll just be direct like that and say what I'm really thinking is like, this was bad behavior. I'm not going to reward bad behavior with a date. When I see this bad behavior, I'm going to intentionally push back, distance myself to say, I don't want to be around that. And I feel like the best way is communicate more directly to say some of these things. And it can be said in a way that's a little bit nicer and maybe easier to hear than, how I said it just now. But in place or up until that communication happens, or in addition to that communication, we also got to address the behavior, and that was why I said no, we're not meeting up today, because it was bad behavior. And again, a nice person, like her, would even like to see her again. But that is something that I feel like is important for me and is part of my growth and development of being more comfortable in calling out or not accepting behavior that I see as bad, right? Again, part of me was saying like, oh, I'm just reading it the wrong way. It's just my interpretation. It's not passive aggression. It's just a friendly reminder, or a, hey, have you thought about this? And that very well could be the case, right? I'm not assuming necessarily bad intentions. Like I don't think her intentions were to hurt me or to be aggressive towards me. I think she was maybe just speaking off the cuff, right? Saying what came to her mind. So again, like it doesn't need to be a huge deal. I'm not in my feelings. I'm not bitter. Like, oh, I need to show her. Like, it's not even like that. It's just more of a thing of this happened. I didn't like it, and so I didn't want to go forward on the back of something that I didn't like. We can try again and move forward again and talk about how to end up in a better solution next time. And I look forward to that. But this time, not today. So that is, I feel like, again, part of my development, part of my journey, and I feel like that is actually very, very important, because what it is really saying is like, this is what I deserve. I deserve a certain level of treatment. I deserve certain things, even if it's just me protecting my own emotional stability. And if that means that I have to communicate or interact in a way with other people to do that, then I will, right? I will stick up for myself. And in sticking up for myself, I'm also being sensitive to the other person as well. I'm also thinking about how can I communicate in a way that is sensitive to where they're at? How can I meet them halfway? How can I lean in, do my part? So it's not all just set the boundary, protect yourself. These other people are coming in trying to bring their misery onto you. Like, it's not like that. It's just more of a thing of like, okay, I do have to look out for myself. I do have to be aware, and I also want to communicate that and do that in a way that helps others be more comfortable around me, right? Helps them understand me more, helps bring them in closer to me, as opposed to doing it in a way that pushes them away. So, work in progress, things that I'm developing, working on. Again, I feel like the social skills and going out and meeting people and interacting is a huge, huge part of that. Is like a way to be very active in working on that. So I'm pleased with what I'm doing, right? I feel like I'm taking the right actions. Of course, can always be doing more. Of course, I will continue to look for ways to be more efficient, right? To get more gains for the same or less effort, right? But I'm pleased with the actions I'm seeing. The results I feel like are coming. Of course, I want them to always be there more quickly, but at the same time, I accept and I'm happy where I am now. I'm happy because I'm happy with the effort I'm putting in as well. Like I see myself trying, I see myself putting myself out there. Again, I do want more. I want more from myself. I want more of myself. I want more from others, really. But I am at a much better place in terms of accepting where I'm at, being happy where I'm at, understanding that more may never come, and you just have to be happy with that. And I am happy with that, and at the same time pushing for more because I know more will come as I continue to push forward, as I continue to advance. Like I am on the way up, and I feel that, and it is truly, truly empowering. It's truly, truly good. That's what I want for you. That is why I am putting these out to help you, right? This is truly life changing, and I feel like once you see it, once you're living it, once you're in it, once you feel it, like you feel it from the inside out, it is just all fantastic. So, I wish you the best. Take care. Keep getting out there. I love you.